time to celebrate the year 2016, my beautiful geekies. I narrowed down the list to 20 because there were just too many good movies to not mention, and I don't really like to do honorable mentions, but I do have a few disclaimers. Number one, I haven't seen everything that came out in 2016. I'm not a professional critic that people like to invite to festivals and whatnot. I saw 167 films in 2016. Disclaimer number two, ratings don't count. You know, reviews on YouTube are not about the ratings. It's about the video itself, seeing what the person thinks about elements of the film, then coming to conclusion, and they sum up in a rating system. Ratings here don't count. These are the movies that I enjoy the most, that I can watch over and over and over again. Now, here we go. Eye in the Sky is one of the most underrated films of 2016. This is a very original take on a war movie, on strategy, and I really enjoy the claustrophobic elements of the film. It is also unfortunately the last great performance from the late great Alan Rickman, so you should definitely give it a watch. Nocturnal Animals is a darker story within a dark story, and it all involves together and have certain allegories and certain metaphors for each other, and it's a very dark tale. One that leaves you thinking about it and also wondering in its meanings, and you can take that in open interpretation, and it's a movie that will leave you thinking, and I really enjoy that in films. Nocturnal Animals did it very well. The Jungle Book is the best Disney live-action remake of their animated films so far. We'll talk about the one coming in 2017 in tomorrow's video. As far as I know, Jungle Book 2016 did what Jungle Book 1967 couldn't. It made it better, and as far as I know, it has the best villain of 2016 in Shere Khan. A Monster Calls was directed by Jay Bayona, and it is a kids film with an adult mentality, with adult characters, an adult story. It is a movie that can involve everyone. Everyone can feel invested and can feel relatable. It is a very unique storytelling narrative. I really enjoy the uniqueness that it had in its narrative, and it's a very heartfelt movie. There are many people who will cry in this, and I was surrounded by a bunch of them. The Boy and the Beast. It is an anime movie that, apart from me and Chris Stuckman, I don't know who else watched this movie. Unfortunately, not many people did. Not here in Portugal when it came out. But I urge you to please watch this movie so that cinemas around the country and even around the world bring anime movies to theaters and we can enjoy them and watch them. Deadpool is the film that was against the grain while at the same time going with the grain and patted the grain on the back and said, "Bro, I got you, I'm gonna do this my way because I'm Deadpool, so fuck you all haters." And it had the best marketing campaign I've ever seen for a film. The movie was great, it was very well pulled off. It had its love story, but instead of being corny, it added to the film. It is one of the most faithful portrayals of the character from the comics into film, and I can't wait for number 2. Deadpool was awesome. Zootopia, one of the most surprising films of the year, was Disney innovating storytelling and giving a twist in what the movie really is about. And if the film had ever come out later in this past year, it would have been even more fitting due to what it discusses. Don't Breed is one of those movies that just works flawlessly. The flow of this film is so good, and it is a film that has a perfect script. There's no perfect movie, but this film has the perfect script for the story it wants to tell, for its characters, for its villain, for its subject matter, and it has one of the most disgusting things that adds a lot to the movie. I can't believe I'm actually saying that. Doctor Strange was Marvel innovating in its formula. Yes, it is a formula. Yes, it is a hero's journey, but it actually added to it with a unique character, unique storytelling. It had amazing special effects, some of the best and most unique I have ever seen. It was faithful to the character while allowing itself to innovate with his story. And I love the portrayal of the character, I love the portrayal of the story, I love the tone. I love just everything about Doctor Strange because it was something that I never believed I could actually see. And I also love the middle finger that Marvel gave to Fox in this film with Dormammu. Rogue One, a Star Wars story. You guys know I love this film. You guys know it. There's just no other way to say it. I love this film. And hi, I'm Ren. I'm a Star Wars guy. I love this film. That will not take away my judgment, my fair judgment of putting it here. Number 11. 10 better movies ahead of it. But I love Star Wars because the story is a small story within a larger universe and it works because they don't take away from the story. They don't deviate from the story. They focus through and through. And it was a very well take by Gareth Edwards on the Star Wars saga. This film makes A New Hope all that more special. It has probably the best third act of the year, and that Vader scene just makes it all worth it. The Vader scene is probably the best Vader scene in any Star Wars film. It is spectacularly pulled off. It has the perfect tone, the perfect amount. It didn't exaggerate on Vader. It didn't need Vader. It didn't overuse anything. It had the right amount of everything to add to the Star Wars saga, to innovate what already was there, and it just works to add to the greatest saga ever told. The Nice Guys is this year's best comedy. Shane Black pulled a Shane Black with an amazing cast, great characters, a good story that actually tells a lot about the 70s and LA, and I love the chemistry between Russell Crowe and Ryan Gosling. These two work magnificently great together. I love how these two characters handled each other, how these two actors handled each other. And let's talk about the girl who played Ryan Gosling's daughter. She was awesome. Kimi no Na wa / Your Name is a movie that just blew my mind. The way it so gently handles all its subject matter, it is so classy and elegant about the way it tells the story, about the way it teaches us about these characters, and the way these characters learn from each other by getting to know themselves a little bit better through another person's eyes is wonderful. This is a type of story that is the strong of this director. This is his niche, and he does it flawless in here. This is the best movie by Makoto Shinkai. I absolutely love this film. It has unique storytelling elements, beautiful hand-drawn animation like it's rare to see these days. It's beautiful to enjoy it. I love this film, and I love the take it has on this usually seen before story. Moana is Disney doing Disney well. Disney has its name because of one reason, and that's because it's Disney. It knows what it is and it handles it very well in here. Moana is your Disney movie, but it's the Disney movie that you love. It is the Disney movie that will stand the test of time. It is the Disney movie that will be for all ages. It has great music, unique music. It has great characters, great actors portraying great characters, and it has a great exploration of a new culture that is not very explored in film generally. It has The Rock, which you already know will make me love it because he's my boy, and Ali Carvalho was a revelation just like last year. Daisy Ridley was a revelation in The Force Awakens. Beautiful animation, beautiful story, beautiful characters, beautiful music. Disney doing Disney as Disney does it best. Sing Street is a movie that not a lot of people talked about, and I'm so sad for that. This is a movie that needs to be watched. This is John Carney's best film. I'll repeat, this is John Carney's best film. The love for music that this man has just is sweating off the screen onto you. These characters are absolutely lovable. It is in the 80s and you believe it. It is in Dublin and you believe it. You believe these characters, you believe their feelings, you believe their passion for music, and you believe the love that the two main brothers have for each other. And when this movie ends, it completely changes the perspective you had on the movie throughout, and is a very enjoyable time over and over again. Arrival was directed by the man who is currently on the run to take the spot away from Christopher Nolan as my favorite director ever. Denis Villeneuve, this is his 5th film that I've seen, and the guy just nails it. His movies are constantly on my top 10, top 20, top 15 movies of the year. I love how this man handles storytelling. And this movie, once it shows you what it's truly about, will completely flip you over. This movie survives on the way it looks, on the way it tells a story, on how sensitive it is, but how truthful it is. It is a very dark but beautiful tale of humanity and our relationships and our feelings and how we act and how we react towards each other as a group, as individuals. I love the elements of this movie. I love this movie as a whole. I love Denis Villeneuve, and we're going to talk about his next movie in the next couple of days. Captain America Civil War. Is Marvel doing The Dark Knight? And I am serious. I am probably going to get a lot of hate for this, but truly, this script is spectacular. This script is tremendous. The way it handles characters is unbelievably good. These are not the same characters that we've seen before. The characters that were in previous movies in the MCU, they are not the same. Captain America is not the same from the first Avenger. Iron Man is not the same from Iron Man. Black Widow is not the same from Iron Man 2. Hawkeye is not the same from Avengers. I love how this movie evolves the characters. I love how this movie introduces the characters. Black Panther and the Winter Soldier are models for character development and storytelling. And this movie knows that we've seen these superheroes before. This movie knows that we've seen every great action piece that we could ever see with these same characters. What this movie, again, does so great is that it handles the human characters, what they feel about everything they've been through together and as individuals, what they caused to the world around them, what is collateral damage. This movie has a great piece about what these people cause, both the good and the bad. Love the action in this movie. Seriously. I love the bright spot of the MCU that is this film, and it certainly deserves its spot right here at number 5. Hacksaw Ridge was the return of Mel Gibson, and it actually is my favorite movie of his, following Braveheart. I absolutely adore this film. Again, I said in the review, I'll say it here again. It is a shame that not many people know of this man's story. This film is brutal, and this movie does not take away your experience. This movie lets you sink in everything that is happening on screen, everything that happened in the Battle of Okinawa, and this movie lets you in that. It lets you in the action with the characters. It is a tough watch, but a gratifying watch nonetheless. Swiss Army Men. I can't believe this movie made it into this spot, but I love this film. This film could have been so bad. I mean, just how it handles the subject matter, it could have been so atrocious, so horribly done. But it isn't. Why? Because this movie has enough sensitivity to let you in on the drama that is happening and leave the comedy in the back seat. But then the comedy comes back and it handles the comedy and drama flawlessly. The message of this movie is beautiful. I will say it. Yes, there is a farting corpse, and you will love that farting corpse. But the story in here about these two guys just stranded on an island, abandoned, lost, is some of the best comedy I've seen. It's some of the best drama I've seen, and how it handles it was magnificent to watch unfolding on screen. Manchester by the Sea. You guys saw me gush about this movie just a few days ago. It actually made it to number 2. I cannot believe this. This movie is so great. Casey Affleck is wonderful in this role. I know I still have many movies to see that are going to be nominated for awards, but Casey Affleck, as far as I know, at this moment, without having seen anything else, Casey Affleck must win the Best Actor award at the Academy Awards, because the subtlety of this man is genius. And the storytelling here is tragically wonderful, tragically beautiful. It is devastating, but it is so gratifying to watch. I could have watched this movie for 10 hours. I could have watched 10 hours of the history of these characters because I love them so much. So well done. Manchester by the Sea, definitely number 2. Okay, so what is number 1 if it isn't Manchester by the Sea, if it isn't Star Wars, if it isn't Captain America Civil War, if it isn't Swiss Army Man? What is the best film of 2016? Well, my beautiful geekies, if you don't remember, I actually told you it was my favorite at the time I did a review. And thinking of this list, it had to be it. Captain Fantastic is a wonderful tale about family, parenthood, growing up, learning from your children, learning from your parents, and learning to grow as a family. I adore this film. I adore Viggo Mortensen. I love the kids in this movie. They're all great. The cinematography is wonderful. The music is whimsical, but real enough that it doesn't feel like a fantasy. And this movie actually asks you hard-hitting questions of morality, of how to be a parent. Are you wrong? Are you right? Is there a one way of parenting? Are there more ways of parenting? It actually talks a lot about how we are as a society today. I adore this film. I cannot emphasize enough how good this film was. It was very underrated. Not nearly enough people talked about it. The people I follow on YouTube and idolize on YouTube, they didn't talk about it. Captain Fantastic is the best movie of 2016. What are your lists, my beautiful geekies? Name me your top 20, top 15, top 10, however you want to put it in the comments below. Let me know what are some of your favorites. And later today, the worst of 2016 will come. We're going to have a lot of fun with that. And tomorrow, my most anticipated films of 2017. I'll see you later tonight, my beautiful geekies. Thank you so much for watching, guys. I love you tremendously. You guys are the best. Thank you for this first year on YouTube, my beautiful geekies. I love you all. We achieved so much just in 1 year. It still isn't a 1 year anniversary, but we're nearly there and we'll surely celebrate. Don't forget to like this video and share with your beautiful friends and tell them to come join the beautiful geeky community where we can be geeky united. Thank you, my beautiful geekies, for everything, for the movies, for your comments on the reviews. You guys are the best. Stay beautiful, stay geeky, shit!